男たちはグランドラインを目指し夢を追い続ける。世はまさに大海賊時代。
When One Piece debuted in Shonen Jump back in July 22nd, 1997, who would have known that it would become a Guinness record holder for the most copies published by a comic series by a single author? And that was back in 2014. Almost 25 years later, we are finally getting news that Oda is planning to wrap this series up with one final arc.
Emotional, damn it!
Now let's be clear here, this past arc lasted over 4 years and isn't quite finished yet, so we are still in for at least a couple more years of our favorite pirate crew sailing the seas on their quest to achieve their dreams, and let's face it, ours as well. Now I started watching One Piece back in 2008, and what hooked me was the episode where nothing happened. One Piece fans know exactly what I'm talking about, but for those looking to get into the series, just trust me. This is one of the most iconic scenes in the entire story, and will surely be one of your favorites should you choose to watch it, unless you're some kind of soulless zombie person. Now the question you should be asking is, should I get into One Piece now? Well, that depends. Do you like epic stories filled with adventure and comedy? Can you keep an open mind and enjoy contemplating dark themes in a bizarre universe? You appreciate great world building and colorful characters? If the answer is yes, then it is literally one of the best examples you will find in literature or any media that I can recollect. I really believe that this story, in some form or another, will stand the test of time and still be a treasure for generations to come. I mean, hell, there are a few fans of the Lord of the Rings series discovering that series for the first time as you're watching this video, and I know exactly what I just implied by mentioning that series in this statement.
I thought I'd die fighting side by side with an elf.
What about side by side with a friend?
I could do that.
I can easily hold One Piece in the same company as great epic fantasy stories like The Lord of the Rings, Dune, or the Wheel of Time series. The lore stretches back 800 years plus, with a mystery that will keep you invested in reading every single panel for clues to piece together this hidden history and share your findings and theories on the internet. And I say this without hyperbole. This is a fantasy epic in every stretch of the imagination. Now, I should stop gushing and just tell you a bit about the actual series. If you want the best possible experience, I would stick to the manga. It absolutely still holds up as one of the best ever produced, even almost 25 years later. Excellent illustrations and tight storytelling with themes that range from achieving your dreams no matter what, Naruto,
でよ、先代のどのフカゲをも超えてやるんだ。でさ、里のみんなに俺の力を認めさせてやんだよ。
and tackling systemic racism and injustice from an oppressive government.
やだ、もう近寄らないで、存在が怖いわ。
どういうことよこりゃ。
ロビンの言った通りだ。
え？
この島では魚人族と人魚族が差別を受けてるって。
差別？ケイミも？
And let's be clear, our heroes are pirates, and we get a great sense of what that means to our protagonist Straw Hat Luffy early on. He will do what he wants, not always what other people expect of him.
どうしたの、ルフィさん。
やめた。お前ルフィ、こんなとこでお前の気まぐれに付き合ってる暇ねえんだぞ。さあ立て。
His goal is to be the Pirate King, and with that dream comes ultimate freedom. And he doesn't care who he has to punch in the face to get it. He will fuck your shit up if you stand in his way, or hurt any of his friends. Most people will look at the series and believe it is too childish or cartoony, but I believe that it's helped to carry the story as long as it has. If not for the bounty of comedy throughout the series, it would be a bleak world. Slavery, poverty, starvation, and oppression pretty much everywhere by the hands of other pirates and even some of the people who are supposed to uphold the world's justice.
基地長の私がクズな部下どもに何をしようと勝手だろう。俺の正体を知ったお前たちはどの道消えるのだしな。
We see people killed trying to do what's right, and what in my opinion is worse, others just letting it happen time and time again. The main beats of any arc are Luffy and the crew arriving at a new island, usually out of a simple need to rest or to restock their ship before heading off to the next island on their journey. But they always find a friend or adversary who in one way or another pulls them into a conflict to restore order. usually by making things much more chaotic for a while at first and setting sail like they want. The world itself is like a huge character or creature of its own. 4 oceans divided one way on the planet by an extremely large landmass called the Red Line, and the other way by a belt of calm water that is virtually impossible to sail, and inhabited by extremely large, almost Lovecraftian monsters. Not to mention the islands themselves not following any sense of normal weather cycles known here on Earth. One island will be an entire desert, the next completely covered in snow. Later, we see an island that is bombarded continuously by lightning rain, which our crew casually nopes the fuck out and moves on to the next. And those are the least of the fantastic types of islands they travel to. I'll leave some surprises for those who decide to embark on this journey. Speaking of character, the cast is phenomenal. Every single crew member has a sympathetic backstory, clear goals that make you root for them to succeed, and design that is unforgettable and entertaining. Diversity is an understatement. Along the journey, they will add everyone from a pirate hunter to a reindeer with a blue nose to the crew. Everyone has their role, and everyone again works to help each other achieve their dreams. And the challenges they face are real. We feel tension with the characters and really feel the satisfaction when they achieve their short-term goals, which usually looks like a giant punch in the face. So to wrap this up, it's 2022, and One Piece is heading for the finish line. Is it worth jumping aboard and going on the adventure to catch up?
Hell yes.
To be honest, you're in an enviable position to get to binge 25 years of one of the best stories ever told, and by the time you do catch up, you can look ahead knowing the finish line is close at hand. If you decided to start watching One Piece or even watching the wonderful anime adaptation, like and subscribe to my channel. We're going to be releasing content weekly, everything from character deep dives, chapter reviews, to some light theories that are going around the community. And if this video made you get into One Piece or stay away forever, let me know in the comments.